Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone supporting supplement, it's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
Listen to that. Nothing beats a vinyl. Some technology just stands the test of time. Our technology not only brings the cool, it also brings the heat. At Mitsubishi Electric, we've been mastering and innovating heat pump technology since 1970. EcoDan, continued innovation in heating for home and business. Mitsubishi Electric, changes for the better.
Real Life, Real Crime is a true crime podcast brought to you weekly by Woody Overton, Jim Rathman, and executive producer Toby Tomplay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney prior to and during any questioning. You can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. You understand your rights.
Your crime spree was over, son. Yeah, you thought you had it licked, but Hitman in Overton made you should have turned to shit. Get ready, you're gonna do time. Real life, real crime.
Warning. This episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, will contain descriptions of acts of violence or that are of a sexual nature and should be for people that are 18 years or older. Heed my warning, people. Jim and I do not get the facts of these cases off of the internet or from some television show. The facts we're retelling you were presented to us by the victims of the crimes or the perpetrators who committed the crimes against the victims. My description of the crime scenes are what I saw with my own two eyes. If you're gonna get offended, please turn this podcast off now. Thank you.
The destination is on your right, Louisiana Highway 1036.
So that's the field next to Barbara Blount's house. Woody, how do you feel about that?
I feel like this is where she was lured.
Jeez.
Woody and Toby, our producer, are arriving at the Blount property to interview Barbara's son, Ricky. Today is Monday, March 9th, and it's 11 a.m.
Arrived.
What's that, Ricky?
Just slobber on you. He won't bite you.
Is that a Mastiff?
Yeah, King Corso, Italian man.
How much does that dog weigh?
He's probably about 150 now. He's just a puppy.
Puppy.
He's just a baby. He just made a year old. So
Yeah.
they said Brody was about 2.5 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hello, everybody. I'm Woody Overton, your host of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And today we're going to be continuing the series on what happened to Miss Barbara Blount. And I'm going to be interviewing Miss Barbara's son, Ricky, today. And we are actually in the house that Miss Barbara was living in on May 2nd, 2008, correct?
Yes.
And the first of all, Ricky, I want to say this. And I said it to you the other day, but I mean it. I'm very sorry. I mean, I can't imagine the pain that you're going through. I'm fortunate enough to still have my mama alive, but this will be one thing, like I said on last week's episode, to lose her to old age, but another thing for this situation. And especially as a man, you're thinking about, what happened to my mama and the last seconds, and you live with it every day.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you letting me be here, but it's so important that we put the human face on your pain and who your mama was, okay? And that's what's going to get the listeners fired up. Now, lifers, listen to me. You've heard me say it in the past. Every time we run something like this, it leads to tips. But yeah, we need y'all to share the episode. Share it with all your friends. Ask them to share it. You never know who it is that's going to come forward with a tip that's going to lead to the break in this case. And we want to find out what happened to Ricky's mama. And first of all, Ricky, I want to bring her home for you, so y'all can give her the right burial she deserves, right? And,
yes.
and then secondly, I'm not going to stop until we put them in Angola, all right? And then let's just talk a little bit about. But let me tell you about Miss Barbara from my perspective. When I started doing the podcast, people just started hitting me up in the beginning, even before we were doing cold cases, or Courtney Coco's cold case. They were hitting me up from time to time and be like, "Are you ever going to tell a story about Miss Barbara Blount?" And I knew who she was. I had left the sheriff's office about 6 months before she went missing, and to go to state police headquarters in Baton Rouge. But when we started the cold case on Courtney Coco, man, it just went crazy. People would hit me like 2 or 3 times a day. And I told them, finally I just told them, you got to call your sheriff, right? And they did, evidently. But I was getting, these people didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And I think some of them probably were related to y'all, whatever. But I'm talking about people from Hammond to Baton Rouge to whatever. So it means that your mama must have really touched a lot of lives. Yeah. Can you tell me what kind of person she was?
She was the kind of person that put everybody else before herself. She would make sure we had what we needed, and she would do without the things that she really needed to give us stuff that we really didn't have no use for, just to make sure we were happy.
Yeah, she could maybe.
Package.
All right.
So she was like a true mom's mom, huh?
Yeah.
She got her pleasure out of giving and taking care of y'all.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think my wife was like that. Well, I know my wife was like that with her kids. She'd just do anything for them, even it's get them up and get them a glass of water or something. I'm like, man, they can get up and get their own glass of water, but but you can't blame them for wanting to get their mama to do that. So, Ricky, were you raised here?
Yes, I was raised right here
in this house.
Only place I've ever been. We had a little small trailer, and then my dad built this house piece by piece. Took him like 5 or 6 years to build it, and we moved from right there across the driveway to right here.
That's wow. And so the listeners, I didn't get to do this last week, so they can understand. We are just about as far north in Livingston Parish as you can go, right before the St. Helena line, just a couple miles, right?
Mm-hmm, yes.
And this is on the east side of the parish, y'all, and it's
very, very rural. And by that, I mean, literally, I bet you I could sit out there between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. and not count 6 cars come up this highway all day long. And it's a major state highway, Highway 1036. But it gets, the further north you go past here, the more rural it gets, right? I mean, St. Helena Parish is even more rural than what it is up here. And by rural, y'all, I mean woods and a lot of farmland and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So this house, I know you have a sister. We interviewed her last week, but y'all were raised here. And let me tell you this too. I'm sorry about your daddy.
Yeah.
And for the listeners, I don't know if we discussed that last week or not, but your daddy was killed in a bad accident deal with a train.
Yeah, get hit by a train in a fuel truck.
Yeah. So, and that was in like 2004. And then and I asked your sister this, but your take, I mean, they were married a long time, right?
Yeah, I think 30-some years.
Yeah, and then you go to that, and then to lose him like that. How old were you when your daddy got killed?
I was 28.
Okay. Okay. Well, so you were older, but how did your mama do?
She kind of did the best she could. She tried. It affected her, but she tried to just go on with life and know that there was that. And she knew where he was, and she just tried to keep continuing on and taking care. She worried more about me and my sister than she did herself.
Yeah. Well, sounds like it's just pretty awesome. And then tell me. Let's do this because I was a pretty bad boy when I was growing up. Tell me if you did something wrong. What's the worst whooping you ever got from your mom? Was she with you, or was she wait for your daddy to get home?
No, I never got a whipping from my dad that I can remember. But Mom, she gave plenty of them. She was.
I deserved every one I ever got.
Yeah, I think she finally accepted that I was a typical boy and I was going to do it, but she still got them. I don't remember any certain one. But I'm sure I got plenty of them.
But she was. I'm sure you deserved every one.
Oh,
of them
I'm
too.
sure. Plus some I didn't get.
Yeah. So she was stern. But she loved you to death. She was trying to raise you into being a good man.
If it wasn't for her, and my dad raised me the way I was, there's no telling where I'd be or what I'd be right now.
Yeah. And then so favorite meal that she cooked.
Favorite meal, probably fried catfish.
Really? Yeah. Something that you catch yourself?
Yeah, we got catfish ponds out there.
Really?
We'd go seine them and clean them and fry them up.
Yeah, that's the best, right? So let's see. What does she like to do?
She kind of fooled with her little plants in the yard, and she liked working, piddling around the yard, trying to make the place look nice.
I'll tell you, she had beautiful kept. I've seen the pictures and everything.
Yeah, she collected dolls, and after my dad died, she got into collecting dolls. That was her little hobby.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And the like ceramic dolls?
They was, I don't know, they was dolls probably that big
dolls?
that she would buy off the internet.
That's cool. I didn't know that. So the years go on, and she take care of y'all. And were you living close at the time?
I lived on just the other side of my sister, where that trailer is down there. I live right there.
Okay. And did you come over? Your sister said she'd come over and get something to eat or whatever, pretty much every day, and all that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even have no pots and pans down there. That's the only place.
That's the same thing. I just, like I said about my kids, they sit there and ask their mama to get up and give them something to drink, right?
That's it.
If your mama's going to provide it for you, it's always better when mama does it. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you saw her pretty much every day.
Oh, every day.
Yeah. So. You have kids now?
Yes, I've got two of them, a 6 and a 10-year-old.
Okay, so they wouldn't have got to know you.
No,
that's got to be pretty tough on you.
Oh yeah, because she would have loved them. That's all she wanted was grandkids.
Yeah,
she would have loved them.
Yeah, well, And your sister said that she thought they would have called her Mama.
Yeah, probably so, because that's what we called our grandparents.
And I met you the other day, and we were talking a little bit, and you were telling me a story about one of your kids playing in the room at night.
Mm-hmm. Emily.
Do you mind telling me about that?
Yeah, we'd hear her talking in there at nighttime. She was probably 2, maybe 3 years old. We'd hear her talking. It went on time and time. And Mama,
like night after night.
Right. And my wife asked her, said, "Well, you got an imaginary friend?" She said, "No, Aunt Sarah comes to play with me." And Aunt Sarah is, her and my mom could pass for twins.
That's your mama's sister.
Yes, sir, my mom's sister. And kept on and kept on. And we had a picture of my mom up on the mantle, and she said, "Look, there's Aunt Sarah up there." Wow. And it went on several times for, I don't know how long, but it was like she'd wake us up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd hear her in there talking. She'd go in there, she'd be playing toys, just talking away.
Talking and playing.
Just having a good old time.
With Aunt Sarah.
With Aunt Sarah.
You believe that?
Yeah, but think about it, when my aunt would come up, and she would kind of shy away from her.
Right.
And like it was something different.
Right. You know who it was. I mean, I've heard that from numerous people, that your mama and your Aunt Sarah could be twins.
Yes,
right?
They could.
And then, wow, and that's pretty amazing.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey, y'all. You want to set your child up for success? Is your child struggling with a specific subject or need help with the subject? Is your child ahead, not getting challenged enough in class? Well, IXL Learning is an online learning program that enriches your homeschool curriculum. It offers practice in math, English, language arts, science, and social studies while adapting to each child, meeting them where they are. Plus, IXL encourages students to become curious and empowers them to choose how to learn. Look, we homeschool our son. No doubt about it. He's more of a visual learner, and we use IXL, and Cindy teaches him, and there are so many different benefits to the program. It adapts to exactly what he needs in different areas. So IXL is the perfect supplement to your homeschool curriculum. IXL offers interactive practice problems, educational games, lessons, and video tutorials for every topic you're teaching at home. It's easy to use, time-saving. Everything on IXL is organized by grade, subject, topic, and subtopic, making it simple to find activities for the exact skills you are covering. IXL offers instant feedback and explanations of new topics as kids use the program. Kids can explore any topic in any grade level. They aren't forced into a single learning path like they are on other programs. If you're homeschooling your child because they were falling behind or because they were too far ahead like our son, iExcel is a great program to help them get the exact support they need. Kids love iExcel's positive feedback awards and educational games. iExcel is trusted by 15 million students worldwide and has proven to improve performance in over 75 scientific research studies. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get iExcel now. And Real Life Real Crime listeners can get an exclusive 20% off iExcel membership when they sign up today at iexcel.com/today. Visit iexcel.com/today to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price. And don't forget, Real Life Real Crime listeners get 20% off. Y'all, we really do use this product, and it's been a godsend.
So, Ricky, let's go to May 2nd, 2008. Can you tell me what happened in your day?
Well,
like
I
you
just
get up in the morning. What happened?
I got up in the morning. I just started a new job. This was like my second or third day on the job, and I was riding with a guy training, and my sister called me, asked if I heard from my mom, and I was like, no, I hadn't talked to her, because I didn't call her because I was in the truck with somebody else. I didn't want to be rude that day.
Did you come over and get breakfast that day, or
no? Because we usually leave out around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, it was early. Okay.
I was getting later.
All right.
And
what time did your sister call you?
This was probably, I don't know, I'd say 12 afternoon, sometimes shortly afternoon. And I was like, no, I hadn't heard from her, so I started calling. And then never could get in touch with her.
When you called, did you call a house phone and a cell phone?
I called both of them.
Okay.
And Raymond, my cousin, he called me. It's like, all he would tell me is you need to come home. So the guy I was riding with, he brought me to Albany to get my truck. And I come on home, everybody was at Raymond's house. And then it's just like when everything, they wouldn't tell me nothing. That's just when I started finding out that she was missing. They found her car up there by the time I got home, and just one thing after another just led to another. New cops showed up, and then I think it was the next morning before they started really, because it was raining so hard, and it was done by dark by then, before they really started searching, and still have nothing yet.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I really wasn't thinking. I just knew that something wasn't right, because that's not her. She could leave and go to my sister's house, and she's going to let somebody know where she's going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't have any mental problems or physical health problems or anything like that?
No.
So she was, again, a 58-year-old, healthy. I mean, and 58's not that old anymore.
No.
I mean, that's like the new 38, right? So 58 years old, healthy, worked in the yard, does everything. Always let people know when she was going somewhere, et cetera. Now, that morning, she had told your sister she was going to be cleaning out her pots and pans or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you know if she had ever left without her cell phone or her glasses?
No, because she could walk out to do something in the garden, and she was going to have her cell phone and her glasses on her.
Yeah.
She was just walking out the door.
So it would have been highly unusual for her to leave them.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this, and I was going through the file this weekend looking at the photographs of the house, and you just have to call them crime scene photos, basically. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there was a white cordless phone. The phone itself was found on the ground right outside the door, and the battery was like it had been dropped, like the battery thing came off and the battery was hanging out. And everything in the house is immaculate. And other than, I think because the windows were open, something she used to keep some stuff. There were some other like bottles or whatever in the windowsill.
Yes.
And something had blown off on the floor like an air duster blower can.
Mm-hmm.
But can you think of a reason for that phone to be outside on the ground?
The only thing I could think of is maybe because she always had a phone in her hand. Maybe they had dogs. Maybe they was barking or something, and she was cleaning the kitchen. And she went to maybe open the door to see what they were barking at, because they have a fox that would come up here and come close and try to get her chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she thought was it, going to open the door, and I don't know, said it was locked. Maybe she tried to lock it and shut it real fast. I don't know.
Because they said that the door was locked, but it wasn't pushed all the way to.
Yes.
And it was pulled to, but it wasn't shut and locked.
Yes.
But the phone on the ground, I mean, those cordless phones didn't have that big long of a distance. I mean,
No.
She's not gonna be out working in the garden on a cordless phone.
No.
She would have had her cell phone.
Yeah, she would have had her cell phone in her pocket.
Ricky, I just want to ask you, I mean, you've been living with this for almost 12 years. It'll be 12 years in May. And I know you had to think about it 1,000 different times. What do you think happened?
I wish I could give you an answer to
I mean,
that.
tell me some of the scenarios that you thinking. Not names or anything or whatever. I mean, but here's the deal. She's got, the photographs show when you come in, that there's a gun cabinet. She had a pistol on a dresser. So she's no stranger. I'm telling you from the cop's point of view, she's no stranger to a firearm. Your sister said, she had always said, if somebody tries to get you, you fight, and what have you. But and my mama, I mean, they live way in the country like this, but they don't have any neighbors for miles.
Yeah.
And somebody pulls up that she doesn't know, she didn't open the door.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't understand. I'm trying to get my thought process around how.
I think they wanted her for her because, like you said, nothing was touched.
Right.
For some reason, they wanted her, is all they wanted.
Yeah.
It was no bank account activity, no guns missing, no nothing, just her.
Yeah, nothing missing from the house. And let's take it a step further. Her car is gone. It was found right up the road off the Hun Club Road, right? So there's a witness or two witnesses that saw your mama pulled in onto that road, and there was a white pickup truck, maybe a newer model for back then, Ford, and there was a male subject. Your mama was out of the car, standing, talking to the guy in the truck. He was sitting in the truck. She's standing there, and that guy was pulling a camper. He and his wife had just left his other wife resident. They don't know your mama. Mm-hmm. They didn't know your mama, but he said he made eye contact with her. Now look, they described her to pinstripe shorts, the whole thing, the hair, but no glasses. And he said that he felt something, like when they made eye contact, he felt something was a little off, to the point where he called the lady's residence. They had just left, and he was like, I just saw this lady on the side of the road up here on 1036, and I thought it was strange. And then your mom ended up coming up missing. I'm trying to think of it from an investigator standpoint. What is it that they could have done to get your mama to get in that car and drive it down the road?
The only thing I could think of would be something, one of her kids or something like that. Maybe that one of us got in an accident or something up the road, and she might have panicked and something. But that's the only thing that I could really think of. That was her. Me and my sister were her world after my dad got killed. That's all she had.
Yeah.
So that's really the only thing I could think of, that something happened to one of her kids or something.
But do you think that? And I'm not trying to respect. Actually, I didn't even want to. I wasn't even planning on going here today, but I just want to do it because I'm trying to think outside the box. Now, the phone being dropped outside the front door, nothing disturbed inside, the door being locked but not pulled to, and then we have a witness, and it was right during the middle of the daytime. Now, I have the phone records from the last time that she talked to somebody on the phone, and then when all the calls that came in afterwards when there was no answer. It's right in that time frame where this witness was. So, I mean, to get her to run out to the point where she drops the phone, run out without her glasses and her cell phone. I think, I was originally thinking maybe somebody said one of your cows out and I can come help you get it, but I don't think that calls for running out without your glasses and your cell phone and dropping the phone.
Yeah.
I also know that, according to these witnesses, that at that time she wasn't abducted, right? That because she's standing on her free will talking to this guy in a truck. But if some stranger came up that she didn't know and just said, hey, I mean, it's not like a stranger can come up and say, hey, one of your kids is up here and got an accident, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she'd be like, how do you know my kids?
Yeah.
What do you feel, man?
I don't really know. I don't know why somebody would do this to her. Well, just a typical good woman, not bothering anybody. What was the point? She never hurt anybody. If you needed something, if she had it, she would give it to you. Why do this to her? That's all I want to know. And I just don't understand. I sit there and think about it time after time, trying to come up with different scenarios or something. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. If God made a miracle happen and he could make your mom appear for 1 minute and you had anything you could tell her, what would you tell her?
I'd tell her I love her and I would want to know what happened.
It's important, right?
Oh, yes. It's not the matter. I want to know who did it, but I want to bring her home to where she should be.
Right. I don't know. I guess the not knowing and the thoughts that could play in your mind on it, but tell me about afterwards. Let's go back to May the 2nd. I know that the cops didn't let y'all come up here for a while.
No. I think it was probably a couple of days before we could come back up here. And when we did come back up here, it was during the process of the searching. They wouldn't let us come inside the house.
Right.
It was probably, I'd say, 3 or 4 days before we could come inside the house.
Yeah.
They were still doing their thing.
Yeah. And do you tell me, tell the listeners if you can about what happened in the days after, or just whatever you can remember?
I remember they had so many people. They come from all over, from Texas, and they had Texas EquiSearch here helping us, and just strangers that just reached out to, from word, this one talking, that just volunteered to come. I imagine, I don't know how many hundred people they had up here, and it was wet up there, and it's just some strangers out there wading neck deep in water just to give their time to help. Right. And that meant a lot to us.
Yeah. I want you to know that I've read the case file, and first of all, your sheriff, Jason Art, it's unheard of for a law enforcement agency to reach outside and get help, but he's at his wit's end with it. I mean, those guys were absolutely it was like literally the perfect storm against them from a law enforcement standpoint, meaning no evidence. Your mama's car, the big rain, the storm that came and flooded the car before they could even get a tow truck. And they're there to get it out, and there's nothing more destructive than moving water, right? And evidence is being destroyed. But again, the people, the listeners out there from all over the world, they don't understand our lifestyle about hunting and fishing and stuff like that. I promise you, you know these woods like the back of your hand, right? And they're all hunted. In all these cases like this, whether it takes years, somebody eventually finds some kind of remains. And there's never been anything.
No.
I mean, what does that tell you?
I don't believe she's here close where we're looking, because there's not an inch in woods that somebody hasn't covered, whether it's hunting or searching. It's been covered.
So,
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Mochi. Mochi is a telehealth platform that connects patients seeking medication-based weight loss treatment with board-certified doctors and dietitians to help them determine the best treatment options to accomplish that goal. Mochi's program is completely virtual, meaning you can access their services anywhere in the United States, and you will be meeting with their team online. You deserve doctors that listen. Mochi is dedicated to providing holistic, patient-centered care that prioritizes overall well-being with the goal of transforming how weight management is approached. Mochi Health takes a holistic approach to weight loss that includes visit with board-certified doctors, nutrition consultations, and medications delivered to your door. Science-backed medications including GLP-1s like Ozempic and generic compound versions, affordable and accessible regardless of insurance coverage. With Mochi, their dietitians work hand in hand with your medication to create personalized nutrition plans that fit your lifestyle. Reach your weight loss goals with science-backed, FDA-approved GLP-1 medications and support from real doctors and guidance from registered dietitians, and help with making easy and sustainable changes to achieve results. Y'all have seen this. My wife has done it. My brother-in-law has done it. One of my best friends is doing it, and it really is an amazing process that works. So get started at joinmochi.com and use code RLRC to receive $40 off. That's joinmochi.com and use code RLRC to receive $40 off and let Mochi help change your life. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
You have any theory?
There's been so much go through my mind. I confuse myself sometimes just trying to come up with something, just trying to sit and think. I don't want to accuse the wrong person of it. And so my mind just wanders day by day.
What was the process in your mama being declared legally dead by the court system? Well, just, time frame wise.
I think, from what I remember, it was about 1.5 years, I believe. So I'm not exact.
Did y'all have any kind of hearings on that or anything?
It went to court and all that, and somehow I don't know what all went on. My mind wasn't right at the time, but they went on through with it, and
Well, Ricky, I'm almost 12 years behind, brother, on this case, but we've been on it now, and the sheriff he has poured more resources into this than I've ever seen on anything, and I'm not going to go into the details on it because I don't want the bad guys to know or bad people to know, but he is absolutely committed. He's got many people working on this full time. All right, and he wants it solved. He's been staying up at night time working the case file himself from his own house. He sent me a picture the other night, 2:00 in the morning, on something that he wanted me to look at.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to thank Sheriff Ard again for that, but he wants you to know that he wants this. He wants to do this for your mama and for y'all, and it's the right thing to do. And I want you to know this is not a cold case anymore. Right. It's being worked, okay? And there's a lot of things that are being looked at, and it's important, lifers. There's no tip that's too small, no idea that you can have. I don't want you thinking, oh, well, I don't want to call in this thought because I know they've already looked at it or whatever. It doesn't matter. We get some of the same tips 150 times. It doesn't matter, but we appreciate it. So don't hold back and not call in something for you think you're going to look stupid or whatever, because your tips are what's going to help us bring Miss Barbara home. And, so Ricky, our fans, our lifers, when, like on Courtney Coco's case, and they were able to hear the family's pain and everything, they just got so involved. You had thought Courtney was their own sister or their daughter. And I want people to know how special your mama was. I mean, can you just tell me anything else? I mean,
nobody deserves something like this, but I can't think of any reason why somebody would want to hurt her. She would give you anything she had. She put everybody else first, and we just need answers.
Can you, I guess you just said it, we need answers. Can you tell the lifers how important lifers are what we call our fans. Can you tell the lifers from the heart how important it is to you and your family?
It would mean more to me than anything in this world to know the story behind this, because she has 4 grandchildren that she never got to meet, and they've always asked about her. I tell them about her, and we just need closure. I don't know. It hurts every day. It's not a day go by. It's been 12 years, and I may not talk about it, but every day she crosses my mind. I'll go and driving down the road, see somebody walking. Hey, could that be my mom? No, I'm not giving up hope until I find out something one way, want an answer on something.
Well, we're not gonna give up, man.
No, I really appreciate you.
We're gonna I'm gonna treat her like as if she was my mama. All right. And Jim Rathman, y'all, he's working the case from Orlando. He'll get to meet you one day, Ricky, when he gets back to Louisiana. And he's not in the studio with me today, y'all. Obviously, we're not in the studio, but he's not on this recording with me again today. But Jim's very good at what he does and going through the case files and the analytics and stuff. And he feels the same way that I do. And I just want you to know that. And again, about the sheriff reaching outside and going outside the box to try to get some closure on this. But like I told you the other day, I mean, I'm going to be calling you all the time with questions or whatever, and I appreciate you helping. And hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your pain. I'm sorry for your her grandbabies not getting to know her and everything else. But what's important is we find out what happened to Miss Barbara Blount.
I appreciate y'all doing everything y'all can. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, well, hopefully, lifers, we need you. Y'all got to come forward. Somebody out there knows something. Now, I'm sitting right by the door when Miss Barbara Blount, whether she was tricked out of the door or abducted at gunpoint or something. I don't think that's the case because we had the witness seeing her right up the road right around the same time frame. I think she was tricked out of the house, but somebody knows something. And I agree with Ricky. I don't believe she's in this area, which means she had to be moved. And just like a drug dealer, every drug bust that's ever been made is because they had to move the drugs from point A to B. Miss Barbara had to be moved and disposed of, or however they did it. Somebody knows something. You might know. It might be your ex-spouse or something way back in the day that acted strange, or somebody knows something, y'all. It's the right thing to do. You've heard the sister last week. You heard Ricky today. Y'all got to help us out. You can call and remain anonymous to me. We are working in conjunction with Sheriff Ard and the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office, but I do not have to give them the names of or sources. Jim and I don't have to give them the names of the sources. You can be totally anonymous and but give us the tips. You know it. You've been holding on this for almost 12 years, and every time they run Miss Barbara's story on the anniversary of her abduction or the day she went missing, it hits you fresh in your mind again. Or every time you drive up here or see the person that it is that you think did it, it runs through your brain. You don't have to be scared. I'm not going to give you up, okay? Yes, we all know there's a killer or killers out there. It's obvious Miss Barbara Blount died or was murdered. She didn't just disappear. And we need your help, people. Do it. Let's do this. Can't do it without you. Ricky, you have anything else?
I just ask people if they know something to come forward and just imagine if it was your mom.
That's exactly right.
Every day.
If it's your mama or your grandmother, and that's what happens. People are older now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have been caught up in the wrong crowd. Whatever the situation is, I don't know yet. But they're older now, almost 12 years older, and people mature. And they have, their mama may have died by now, or their grandmother or whatever. So somebody out there knows, Ricky. And Sheriff Ard reached out with a podcast platform. Was important. Us reaching out to you lifers, it's important. Ricky, you taking the time to sit here and open old wounds again. It's important, and I appreciate you. All right, and we're gonna fight the good fight.
Well, thank y'all for everything y'all doing.
All right, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate it, Ricky.
Hey, I appreciate everything y'all doing. Y'all need me for anything I can do.
I appreciate
Y'all
it.
24 hours a day. My phone's always on.
All right, brother. Same thing.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ricky.
On next week's episode of Real Life, Real Crime.
Next week, we're going to start a 2-part series, but 2 separate cases that'll be tied together in the second week that I've been holding on to for a long time. We were going to take this on tour, but we're going to give it to y'all. Everybody can have something really good and juicy to get into while you're locked up at home. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and announce we are going to be releasing. If you are hearing this episode right now, you have the ability to go and purchase our live video. The name of the case is Making Murder Real Again. It's interactive, crowd interactive. It is a great case. It's on sale now.
Stay tuned for the new Tom Plays single. The song is called Love You Enough, which is dedicated to Miss Barbara Blount and Courtney Coco. And you can download Love You Enough by Tom Play on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your music from. I'm your host, Woody Overton, and until next time or ever, don't let us catch you down on Murder by You. Peace.
Your smile, that's what I'm gonna miss more than anything else out of all this. The little jokes only you and I would get. You were the one that I would lean on. Guess I never thought you would be gone. Losing you is a lot to face alone. I don't wanna walk away, but I don't have a choice, it seems. All I really wanna know is why. If I could have one more day, if I could have one last say, if I could have one more tender touch, if I could have one more moment, I'd give you everything you wanted. My one regret with us is I didn't love you enough. When I couldn't find a friend anywhere, I turned around and you were there. I should have told you how much I cared. If I lost my way on a dark night, I'd run to you like a nightlight. I miss your soul, I miss your shine. I know I gotta let you go, but I want you back so much. I never had the chance to say goodbye. If I could have one more day, if I could have one last say, if I could have one more tender touch, if I could have one more moment, I'd give you everything you wanted. 'Cause my one regret with us is I didn't love you enough. How do I face the world without you? Now that you're gone, I know you want me to be strong. I'm afraid there's just no way around you. If I can't go back, then how can I go on? If I could have one more day, if I could have one last say, if I could have one more tender touch. 'Cause my one regret with us is I didn't love you enough. due time. Real life, real crime.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.